The video here saw by is 371, this kind of first question here. So they give us a little 3D of what's going on as well up here. So you have a cone and a sphere, and there's a blue smaller sphere then in contact with the two of those behind them. Okay, so you can see here in the plan as well, right? So what we're going to do first of all, we're going to set up the cone and the big sphere here in plan and elevation. Because they're side by side, they're easier to set up. Okay, gives us the diameter for the cone here, gives us the height of the cone. So I'm going to draw that first. So I'm going to start with my plan of the cone just to be more accurate. So it's a diameter of 48, which is radius 24. Okay, I'm drawing that in my plan. The height of the cone is 80. So that's our cone drawn in plan and elevation. Now we need to draw a sphere over here, the big sphere over here that's in contact with the cone. So the radius of the sphere is 23. So what we're going to do, from the edge of the cone, from the side of the cone, we're going to measure out 23. Do a little mark. We're going to go parallel to the edge of the cone. So we go parallel to the edge of the cone. I'm going to come over here then to the side slightly. I'm going to draw a straight line up. And on that I'm going to measure 23 again. I'm going to bring that straight across until it hits my parallel line I drew recently. That gives me that center point. That is the center there then in elevation for the sphere, for the bigger sphere. Okay, and then we can bring down the center of that down onto our line there to get the sphere down in the plan. So that's the drawn in there in the plan, right? So I'm going to zoom in slightly with this here. Okay, so that's our planned elevation of our cone and our big sphere, right? Now we need to draw this small sphere that's hidden at the back here, okay? The way we're going to have to do that, we're going to have to draw a construction sphere out here in contact with the cone, and a construction sphere out here in contact with the other sphere. We'll be able to bring them down and rotate them around then, find it in plan and bring it up and find it here in the elevation. I'm going to deal with the cone so first of all, okay? So I want to do that construction sphere in contact here, right? So the radius of the construction sphere is 32, okay? Or the diameter, sorry, so the radius is 16. So from the side of the cone I'm going to step out 16 millimeters, go parallel to the side of the cone, I'm going to draw a straight line up here from the ground, and on that I'm going to measure 16, and we can go straight across here into the intersect. So that now is the center point for that construction sphere in contact with the cone. Okay, I'm going to do that in green dotted now again, just so it stands out that bit better to you. So that's my construction sphere there in elevation, in contact with the cone. We bring it down here to the center line. Bring it down to the center line. It's in contact with the cone now, remember, so we put the point of the compass here in the center of the cone, extend it to the blue, and swing it around. Okay, so that's that job done now for the moment. Now we need to draw a construction sphere over here in contact with this sphere we have. So what we're going to have to do, we're going to have to add the radius of the big sphere and the radius of the small sphere. So the small sphere is a radius 16, plus the big sphere then is radius, what can we say that was? 23. So that gives us a radius 39. Okay, so we're setting 39 on our compass. From the center of the sphere here.
Attention, please, the following students come to
Swinging our arc there then. We draw over here to the side, draw a line straight up. And on that we're going to measure 16. You can also just come straight across from this one if you want, because that's 16 as well, so I'm going to come straight across 16. Where that and the arc meet is that point there. That now is the center of our construction circle. The center of our construction sphere in contact with the other sphere. So I'm going to draw it in here. Now I'm going to get my green and I'm going to do this in dash so it stands out to you that it's the construction one. Same as previously now, okay? We bring the center of that down to his center line. Point to the compass, goes in the middle of this bigger sphere, extend it to here, swing it around, and what you'll find is they intersect then. So that's our intersection there, right? Where they intersect is the center of that small sphere in plan. So again, we set our compass to the radius, which is 16. That's our center point, so we can draw that in. We bring that center point straight up here in elevation. And just bring across the height of those circles because they don't change. So I'll bring across the height, which is here. That's the circle here then in elevation. That's dotted, remember, because it's behind. It's behind all the other ones. Okay, so what we're left with now is our points of contact, okay? So, first one is first, the cone and the big sphere. We're going to find out that one first because it's probably the easiest to find, right? The cone and the bigger sphere here. You go perpendicular to the side of the cone from the center of the sphere. That's one point of contact there. You drop that straight down then till it hits that center line, and that's the point of contact in plan. So that's that one dealt with. Now we're going to deal with the cone and the smaller sphere. Okay? The cone and the small spheres. So to get the point of contact in that, again, you have to go perpendicular to the side of the cone from the construction sphere here we drew. Okay. Where that hits the cone, you bring it down to the center line here. You rotate that point around, point to the compass here in the center, rotate that around. And you join the two centers together then the center of the cone and the center of the smaller sphere. Where it meets that arc we just drew, that's your point of contact there. So that now is the point of contact between the cone and that small sphere. You bring it back up here to elevation, and the height stays the same. So you're bringing the height across from this point here, and then you found this first construction point of contact there. So that's our point of contact with that one. Now we've defined it between the two spheres. Well, to find the point of contact between the two spheres, you join the centers of the spheres. So you join the construction sphere with the bigger sphere. Where they meet, which is there, you drop that down to plan, down to here. You rotate it around. So you rotate that around. And again, you join your two centers in plan. Where they cross, which is there, that's our point of contact. You bring it back up to your elevation. And the height stays the same, so you bring across this height over here. That's your point of contact for that one then. Okay, so you have 6 points of contact there then in that. Yeah.